Hi there, lovely to have you with me again. I'm going to show you today how to do herringbone weave stitch. It looks a little bit like the fishtail knots you see on these beautiful plaits that some young ladies have who have that wonderful long hair. Anyway, let's get to it and I will take you down to my beading board. Now, just to show you how beautiful this stitch is, this is a little bit of a truncated herringbone stitch which I made it up myself in order to create this rather wonderful wrap bracelet, which is made with frosted sterling silver and gold balls, antiqued gold balls. Yes, real gold, folks, real gold. And it's one of my favourite things that I wear constantly. It's got a little Swarovski button, and maybe it'd be a good idea to show you how to do this actual thing eventually. But today I'm going to show you just the most simple form of herringbone stitch, and you're going to love it because it's actually very, very useful. Now, in time-honoured fashion, I think what I'd like to do excuse me, is to use two different colours so you can see what is happening. Now, herringbone stitch differs from flat knot because you actually have two lines on which to work. You know, sometimes at the top here, if you know the size of the bead closure that you have, you could do a very clever little thing, which is create a slip knot. Did you see how I did that? I went over my finger and I pushed a loop through the top here, and I'm just going to do a little bit of finger looping. There we go. Now, if you carry on doing this, you will create a more robust. All I'm doing is pulling that down, pulling the line up. It's like it's chain stitch basically. If you are a crocheter, it's what you would do as a chain stitch. And the purpose of making this is so that you have a slightly more robust end to use for your loop. Hold on, there we go. Gosh, so you've got a lesson in chain stitch as well as herringbone stitch. God, is there no end to this woman's generosity? Hold on, I'm being silly now. Right, in order to stop that, all I do is I get this line here and I pull it all the way through here, okay? And that brings the end off. And can you see I've now created a rather clever, more robust little ending here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it over the finger's knot here. I'm going to pull that up to the end like that, and I'm going to pull these two lines out and I'm going to pin this down. Okay, now let's start on the real thing that we're here to do, which is herringbone stitch. So I've pinned through my knot at the top to anchor that, and I'm going to pin through these two lines here at the bottom. I'm going to go over one line. Now, this board is fantastic. It's a Kleshna special board, and you can get it on our website. And whilst you won't have these lines pinned apart necessarily, for the purpose of an illustration of showing you how this stitch works, I think it's slightly easier if I do that. Okay, let's be a little bit neat and tidy here. Right, when you make the bracelet, the wrap bracelet that I made, it will be slightly different. But suffice to say, now I'm wondering whether it would be better. Now I think you can grab, you're very clever, you guys. Right, okie dokie. You will put your other strand underneath this one, and quite simply what you do is left goes in the middle over the top of the one on the left here, right one goes over the top and down here, then the left one goes in the middle and underneath the one opposite, and the right one goes over the top of the other one down like this. Can you see? I'm not going to tighten it at the moment because I want you to see the stitch. Okay, so that one goes over the top of the one on that side, and this goes over the top of the one on this side. So you're getting a crisscross in the middle. and in a few seconds I will just literally tighten it up. Now, one of the wonderful things about this herringbone stitch is that you can thread a bead on this side, you can thread a bead in the middle where the crosses are, and it is amazing, or you can just literally use it as a stitch. And I'm just going to go back, hold on one second, let me just get these on either side. Or you can just have a very beautiful, have you ever looked at, you know when you're in duty free in an airport and you sort of salivate over all the very expensive things, and because you've got a bit of money left, you think you can have it. Well, you probably can have it, but you know there are some fantastic men's leather bracelets made this way with beautiful soft leather. Can you now see, when you pull the tension close a bit more, how beautiful this stitch is? Right, I'm now going to go down, down this way with this one. No, I'm not. I'm undoing it by doing that. Right, okay. Note bene, number one, don't undo your own stitches. Right, here we go. Over this way. And over this way. Remember to keep your tension. Basically what you're doing is you're binding the piece on either side. Of course, I'm now spending my life looking for someone with long enough hair to see if the theory works, that if I put 2 strands of their hair along and I get a strand either side, if I can do the fishtail knotting in the same way as I do herringbone. But I think you'll probably be able to see very easily now how that makes a rather beautiful herringbone knot. This is not to be used as a closure, it's more of a decorative knot. I think it's very simple. I don't think I really need to go down the full length of it. But you can see here, what I have done in this bracelet is I have pre-threaded a large bead over 2 of these. I've slipped the bead down every time, and every time I wanted to do a crossover, I slipped a bead on either side. And this has made this rather gorgeous pattern with these sterling silver and 18 karat gold beads. So, my dear friends, that is how you do herringbone knot.